Nobody knows the trouble that I see.
In the 1920s in the United States, lynchings are widespread and the numbers continue to grow. A white person can, however, kill a black person without being punished.
Oh, nobody knows.
Slavery had been abolished for 55 years, but attitudes are slow in changing. Segregation is rampant, especially in the southern states. It is into this world that Vickie Henderson is born. Her albums tell the story of a young black girl whose destiny will be changed forever, thanks to a few bars of music.
I was born on the day of the 19th of August, 1926 in Alabama. My father took this photo of me. I think that's the only time in my life that he really looked at me. My father wanted to call me Vickie after a singer whose music he was listening to nonstop at the time, Victoria Spivey. It was only when he was playing her songs that he was more gentle and mellow. He had some anger issues, Papa, and Mama, she did everything she could to avoid upsetting him. When my brother Charles was born, I was 2 years old, and I adored him straight away. But Papa, he didn't take it too well. To avoid him, we used to spend a lot of time in church, just the three of us. While Mama was fervently praying, I listened to the music. I was fascinated by it, and I knew right then that one day I would be a singer. So that Mama would be happy, and Papa would look at me at last.
Just what Mr. Freddie will do. Yes, I said, let me tell you, just what Mr. Freddie.
By the age of 16, I'm working as a bellhop at the Waldorf Hotel on Park Avenue in New York City. I operate the elevator for very rich white women. My boss tells me to keep a low profile, make sure I go unnoticed. So as discreetly as possible, I check out their bags, smell their perfume, admire their hats. I can barely feed the family with what I earn. Mama's always telling me it's not enough. I'm ready to do anything to get us out of this misery. Papa's been gone 3 months, and Mama's at her wit's end, just can't take it anymore. She wants to leave Alabama and move closer to Aunt Elvira. In the North, it's a much better world for us blacks. You can breathe better, my mama says. So we go, but our skin's still black up there too. When I discovered Harlem, I quickly became disillusioned. My brother Charles wants a photo of him in front of our new house. It's the first time he's ever lent me his camera. My Aunt Elvira's place is really small, so I drown my sorrows and cheer myself up by playing her piano. When I'm playing, I often think of Papa, and I wonder why he left. At night, I work in a seedy club on the sly. When I suggest singing to my boss, he tells me, if you want to keep your job here, you just dance and smile. My outfit is really short. If my mama sees it, she'll kill me. On the day of Thanksgiving, I end up singing. The boss couldn't find anyone else. I go the extra mile, and it pays off. An elegant man comes up to me at the end of the show. His name is Mr. Lane. He tells me I've got something, like that Josephine Baker girl. He tells me he wants me for his next musical comedy, which is strange because he's white. I can hardly believe it. A month later, I'm signing my contract, and I'm off touring to Europe and performing with the troupe. I pluck up all my courage to be able to break the news to Mama. But she's only worried about the money. I reassure her as best I can. I'm gonna be rich, Mama, and I'm gonna help you. The day before I'm set to leave, Charles gives me his camera. I'm so moved by this gesture that I promise to send photos of my trip. I sneak this photo of Papa and me in my bag. On the street, I turn around one last time to look at my home, and then I set off. Mama shrugs her shoulders and says, "Poor Vickie, in Europe, you know what? They put blacks on display in cages like wild animals." As I'm boarding the ship in third class, I get scared. But then I decide to leave this blackness behind me. And for the first time in my life, I can see the horizon opening up before me.
In 1947, when Vickie crossed the Atlantic, Europeans have a distorted vision of blacks, perpetuated by a century of colonial exhibitions. Millions of visitors are rushing to see shows of these natives, their lives on display. Whole African villages are reconstructed and black men and women exhibited.
After 10 days at sea, we reach Cherbourg, under gray skies. For a moment, I wonder what I'm doing here. In Paris, I get the camera out to please Charles.
I with nothing. I with no one.
We're performing in the musical comedy Finian's Rainbow. Our show speaks out against racism, and the acting troupe is mixed with both black and white actors.
I love you.
For a week now, we've been sold out. Mr. Lane must really like me. He's chosen me to sing in a duet. I hope I'll live up to the challenge and won't disappoint him. Every night, it takes me at least 2 hours to get ready. After Paris, it's Stockholm, Amsterdam, Rome. Everywhere we go, the white audiences applaud us. But in Geneva, my whole life changes.
And he's bad, but without that man, I would sure go mad.
One night in the audience, I notice a man staring at me. He comes to see me backstage after the show and invites me out for a drink. His name is Joseph, and he's Swiss. I think it's the first time that Joseph has ever danced with a black woman. He seems a bit embarrassed. don't return home to New York with the troupe. It's been a couple of months since I decided to stay in Geneva and live with Joseph. I perform my shows in small theaters. When Joseph finally took me to meet his parents, his father, Jean, gave me a really strange look. I even heard him say, "She's a good singer, that negress, but apart from that, do you really think it's a good idea to marry her?" Luckily, his mother, Mary, adopted me straight away. Her son is so proud of me. He keeps telling her, "Vickie's gonna be famous one day." A year after we first met, on the 9th of October, 1950, I say yes to Joseph. Walking towards the altar, I miss my papa terribly. Mama and Charles didn't want to come to the wedding. My brother was furious. He just kept on saying, "Here at home, it's against the law to marry a white person." After the church ceremony, I proposed a toast to us, stronger than black or white. In any case, after a few drinks, I'm all grayed out and a little bit tipsy. The champagne has worked its magic. For our honeymoon, we leave for Italy. People stare at us in the street, and some even approach us and ask for their photo to be taken with me. Joseph, as ever, reassures me, "It's not because you're black, it's just because you're beautiful."
In 1955, Rosa Parks is arrested in Montgomery, the capital of Alabama. Her crime, refusing to give up her seat on the bus to a white person. A support movement grows, led by a pastor, Martin Luther King. He suggests putting in place a boycott of buses which lasts a year. The bus company concerned goes bankrupt. A new form of peaceful protesting and nonviolent political action is born: pacifism.
I watch these film clips from my country on a loop, nonstop. I look for my brother amongst the protesters. He told me he was there with Martin Luther King. As far as I'm concerned, I could never be a political activist. Joseph's right. It's not good for my career. For me in Switzerland, I can take the bus whenever I like and can even drive a white person's car. The worst that can happen to me here is that I might cause a traffic jam, so intrigued as they are by me, which is what happened the other day when my darling man lent me his Ford. Anyway, here there aren't any blacks, only whites. A bit like the snow on top of the mountain peaks. Once I put on those skis to make Joe happy. What I remember most about it was how freezing cold I felt falling over in the snow. It's only because I can now afford fur coats that I still accept to go up there with him. I actually wait for him at the bottom, in the sun. I've become his mascot, his good luck charm. My black skin is my livelihood. I go from one job to the next, films and ads. I'm open to every offer and accept everything. I don't know if the offers are because I'm talented or because of the color of my skin. It doesn't really matter, as long as it means I can send money back to my mama. When my son was born, I got out the camera again. I wanted to call him Renato, in homage to the Italian actor Renato Rascal, the first name of a star in true family tradition, as a boost to fate. I even start knitting. As for Joseph, he was not that enthralled when I started getting maternal. I quickly understood that he wouldn't want any more children. He rapidly stepped in to become my manager and encouraged me to get back to work. And any dreams I had of having a large family vanished into thin air.
Ospite d'onore, la perla nera del cabaret, una delle più grandi vedette internazionali, Vickie Henderson.
The tour lasted 2 months, all over Europe, Stockholm, Rome, Barcelona. It's only when I'm on stage that I don't miss Renato terribly. It's Joseph who brings in the money. Behind his goofy facade, he drives a hard bargain, $500 a show, the same that Josephine Baker is making at that time. In the morning, some mail arrives at the hotel. It's from Renato's nanny. The photos break my heart. If I carry on living like this, he'll soon be calling her mommy and not me. At last, I return home to him. I've missed Thanksgiving, but I'm back home for Christmas. There's only one thing on my mind: to cradle Renato in my arms, to shower him with gifts, and to enjoy being in the big house that we've just bought on the shores of a lake. It's in the moments like these that I miss Mama and Charles. I've only seen Charles' wedding in photos. I've never even met his wife, Betty. I noticed that Mama has started wearing glasses all the time now.
On the 20th of January, 1961, Kennedy becomes the 35th President of the United States. The situation between blacks and whites remains as explosive as ever. In 1962, James Meredith, a black student, is refused access to the University of Mississippi following orders given by the state governor, Ross Barnett, known for his segregationist stance. 3 days of rioting follow this decision. Exasperated, Kennedy sends 16,000 policemen to escort the student to school. James Meredith becomes the first black student to walk through the gates of the University of Mississippi and study there.
Renato really is the most beautiful child. He's also a very talented pupil and top of his class at school. He knows he has to be. I keep reminding him that if you're black, you have to work twice as hard. His path is drawn. He will go to Florimont Institute, the most reputable boarding school in Switzerland, the most expensive too. Another one of your star's whims, Joseph tells me. But nothing is too good for my son. Tonight, Joseph has asked me to look my best and put on my most beautiful dress. We're going out to Monique's, a nightclub in the center of Geneva. All our friends are there, and Joseph is delighted to announce that this cabaret belongs to me, is mine. 160 seats. I can already imagine myself performing here. "1963. It's been 15 years since I've seen my family. I'm finally going back home. Charles has told me Papa is very ill. As I'm leaving Le Havre, I desperately hope that I will get back in time to see him again. I travel first class and find I'm the only black person amongst the passengers aboard. I spend my evenings listening to white musicians playing bad jazz. I wonder if Papa will be proud of me, if Mama will recognize me, and if we'll still get along. Finally, I can see it. I feel nervous, like just before going on stage.
Now I'm gonna tell my mama just as soon as I go home.
I spend the whole journey to Harlem looking up in the air. I've got the impression that the skyscrapers are even bigger than before.
As I go home.
I'm amazed to find I don't recognize anything anymore. Neither my neighborhood, nor even my family. The children have organized a party for me. They seem thrilled to be finally meeting their Aunt Vickie from Europe. But the party leaves a bitter taste in my mouth when my brother Charles tells me the news that Papa has just died. For 2 days, I've been praying and watching over Papa. I can't stop talking to him. I tell him that I've become someone. The day of his funeral, the neighborhood is deserted. Time stops. I'll never forget the feeling of that summer in '63.
The 28th of August, 1963. In the streets of Washington, 200,000 people march for freedom. On the podium at the Lincoln Memorial stands Martin Luther King.
I have a dream. My 4 little children one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
An advocate for peace, he dreams of a world without racism in which blacks and whites live together in peace and harmony.
Danke schön, Amanda. Freust du dich, dass ich wieder gesund bin?
On my return, I always play the roles of the I'm furious with Joseph for continuing to accept these types of scripts and work that I find demeaning to me. And in any case, since our return to the United States, Joseph and I no longer seem to understand one another or get along. To avoid talking to each other, we go out. We no longer look at one another. The other evening, the tension mounted. Joseph is a jealous man, and he thinks sometimes I come on too strong. As far as I'm concerned, since the death of Papa, I need all the attention I can get to make me feel better and drown my sorrows.
Vickie has already been married 17 years when the Supreme Court of the United States legalizes mixed marriages. But social attitudes and public opinion are slow to change. On the 4th of April 1968, Martin Luther King is assassinated in Memphis with 1 bullet to the head. 300,000 people attend his funeral. On the announcement of his death, rioting breaks out in over 100 cities across the United States, leaving 46 victims.
I'm 60 years old. My son is now a lawyer, the first black lawyer in Switzerland. He takes on the cases and defends the causes of the most deprived. Joseph and I are separated now. From then on, I live alone. I wanted to keep our big house. No one will ever know the pain that I felt. It was the evening of Thanksgiving. The telephone ringing made me jump out of my seat. Someone called to inform me that Renato had died. My son had had a heart attack. Since that day, I have never been back on stage or ever performed again.